Title: Rivals in Shadows. The Spark of Hatred. Amaranth, a sprawling metropolis of steel and neon, was a city where power ruled and secrets were currency. Beneath the surface of its glimmering skyline, the shadows harbored two names spoken in both fear and admiration: Zara Kane, the Shadow Fox, and Victor Cross, the Blade of Midnight. They were legends of the underground, infamous for their brilliance and ruthlessness. Their feud began during a mission that would cement their reputations and spark their enmity. The Valtora Museum, housing the priceless Celestia diamond, became the battlefield. Zara, disguised as a curator, was moments away from slipping the diamond into her pocket when the museum alarms blared. Emerging from the shadows was Victor, dressed impeccably, a sly grin on his face. "You're good, Fox," Victor said, his voice as smooth as silk, "but not good enough." Their skirmish that night left Zara empty-handed, Victor with the diamond, and both swearing revenge. From then on, their names were tied together, whispered in both admiration and warning. Clashing lives and ideologies. Zara Kane was a symbol of rebellion. Orphaned by the corrupt dealings of the elite, she vowed to dismantle their power using her skills in infiltration, theft, and sabotage. Her missions were precise, her targets always those who preyed on the powerless. For Zara, every job was a strike against injustice. Victor Cross, in contrast, believed in no higher cause than his own survival. Raised in the cutthroat streets of Amaranth, he climbed his way to the top, leveraging charm, cunning, and brute force. He worked for the highest bidder, his moral compass spinning wildly based on the weight of a paycheck. To him, Zara's principles were nothing more than self-delusion. Every encounter between them was a clash not just of skill, but of beliefs. Zara saw Victor as the embodiment of greed and exploitation, while Victor dismissed her as a naive idealist hiding behind a mask of altruism. A new threat emerges. Just as their feud reached a boiling point, a new force entered the fray. Known only as the Oracle, this enigmatic figure began dismantling the criminal underworld. High-ranking operatives disappeared, assets were stolen, and entire networks crumbled overnight. Zara first encountered the Oracle's handiwork when her safe house was destroyed, her team framed for a robbery they hadn't committed. Victor found himself in a similar position when a lucrative arms deal was sabotaged, his reputation tarnished. Both realized that the Oracle wasn't just targeting them, it was orchestrating their downfall. The reluctant alliance. Neither trusted the other, but survival forced their hands. Meeting in a dimly lit warehouse, Zara and Victor struck a truce. The terms were simple: no betrayals until the Oracle was dealt with. Their teamwork was uneasy. Zara bristled at Victor's arrogance, while Victor mocked her need to justify her actions. Yet, over time, their grudging respect grew. Zara had to admit Victor's strategic mind was unparalleled, while Victor found himself impressed by Zara's resourcefulness and determination. One mission saw them infiltrating a high-security vault owned by the Oracle's associates. When the plan went awry, Zara had to trust Victor to cover her escape, while Victor relied on Zara's quick thinking to disable the alarms. Their bickering, though constant, became laced with an undercurrent of camaraderie. Revelations in the shadows. As they peeled back the layers of the Oracle's network, Zara and Victor uncovered a truth that shook them both. Their rivalry had been orchestrated. Years earlier, the Oracle had manipulated events to pit them against one another, ensuring their energies were spent fighting each other instead of rising to challenge the system the Oracle sought to control. For Zara, the revelation was a bitter pill. Every loss, every setback had been part of someone else's game. For Victor, it was personal. He loathed being anyone's pawn. The final confrontation. Their search led them to an abandoned skyscraper in the heart of Amaranth. The Oracle's lair was a fortress of glass and steel, filled with traps and mercenaries. Zara and Victor fought their way through, their movements synchronized in a way that spoke of hard-earned trust. At the top of the skyscraper, they confronted the Oracle, an old ally of both factions, thought long dead. The Oracle revealed their master plan: to eliminate all competition and rule Amaranth's underworld unchallenged. The final battle was chaotic and brutal. Zara's agility and Victor's combat skills complemented each other perfectly. In the end, they prevailed, bringing the Oracle's empire crumbling down. Aftermath, a shifting dynamic. As the sun rose over the shattered skyscraper, Zara and Victor stood amidst the ruins. The alliance was over, and their paths were set to diverge once more. But something had changed. You know, Zara said, leaning against a pillar, for a greedy, self-serving mercenary, you're not entirely useless, Victor smirked. And for a sanctimonious thief, you're tolerable. They parted ways, the hatred between them tempered by respect, and perhaps a flicker of something more. Though they remained enemies, the seeds of an unexpected connection had been sown, one that neither could ignore.